So today on the workbench, I'm going to go over how to mount or actually cut down and mount a hard body car to a scratch built wire frame. We run a Legends division. One of my buddies was running a 70, I think this is a 70 Monte Carlo, somewhere around there the other night. He had a pretty rough night. So this one's pretty much done. So it's time to buy him a new body. The rules for this division is well. Let me start. When I say hard body, this is actually a model car body. So our rules for this division is a 1-inch door line. So model cars come taller than that. So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna cut it down. Model cars are a lot heavier even when they're cut down than the 28 gram or 1 ounce limit that we can run on these bodies. So we typically, or everybody does, we will scrape them and thin them out. You can kind of see in the video how thin that is just by mashing on it. Like I said, this is a model car, or was a model car at one time, and we're going to show you how to cut it down and mount it on the frame. You're going to need a few small tools. Let's get rid of that thing. First off, the Dremel tool. Everybody that usually runs slot cars has a Dremel tool pretty handy. And you'll want your typical grinding bit like that on your Dremel tool. You will need a magic marker, a very small drill, little handheld drill bit. That is to drill the holes in the side of it. The smaller the better. You can always start small and work your way out. Same way with cutting it down. Start big and then go small, a little at a time. You can always do that. If you cut too much or drill too much, it's very hard to put it back. You'll need a straight pointed hobby knife and a small round file. And that's virtually all you need. Some masking tape. So calipers, mine's already set to 1 inch. What I typically do, first thing, we have another Monte Carlo body here. I'm not sure on the year. Some of you guys can help me on the year. But first thing I will do, set my calipers. Well, I actually set them to a little over 1 inch because, like I said, and another thing, model car bodies are not always straight out of the pack. So if you start a little high, I'll show you what I do next after I get this cut down, and we'll make sure it's straight, then we'll cut it on down. But inch, I'll take it to the top door line and kind of look. Some of these cars have body lines and stuff on them you can go by. I can kind of see that there's a body line on this car, and I need probably a little over 1/8 of an inch under that body line to give me my inch. If it doesn't have a body line, these calipers have a little point on them. Just take this, hold it on the door line, and kind of drag it a little bit on the body, and it'll make a little mark on the body where you can cut it to. The next thing I will do, and you can see the little mark it made right there. See, it's right there, a little above that body line, and it doesn't take much to make that little scratch. Masking tape just makes it easier when you're using that Dremel tool. Gives you something to kind of go by. I'll run that masking tape level along that line. If you want to, wedge a body, so to speak, or like say nose down, you'll cut more off the front, it'll drop the nose. Leave it high in the back, it'll raise the back, and vice versa if you want it the other way. So run my masking tape across there, recheck and see where we're at. I'm actually a little big. You know, if you want it level, you know, level always works good. All you typically got to do is look and make sure you got same amount all the way across the bottom of that. And basically right now I have a straight line across there to where I can cut up to on my Dremel tool. So this doesn't take long. You gotta love black bodies too. They're always the worst because they're harder to see. The most tedious part is the drilling of the holes and getting this thing mounted onto a chassis. So basically, I've got this body cut down to an inch to a line right now. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna do the other side. I'll be right back with you on part 2, and I'll show you the next step of leveling out the body.